It brings us to the Battle of 73 Easting on the 26th of February 1991. The use of newly implemented GPS and advanced optics allowed the US Cav forces to know where they were in unfamiliar terrain and spot enemy positions outside of the enemy range, but within their own range. 2nd Armoured Cav Regiment Eagle Troop, with 13 Bradleys in the lead, advanced over a ridge during a sandstorm and found themselves in a knife fight with dug-in Iraqi tanks. The Bradleys took out the initial tanks and supporting vehicles, then called up the 9 Abrams of the troop to take the lead, which then continued to the advance through the Iraqi positions. Just letting you know that, yep, they weren't supposed to go into battle against the cavalry. Were there to basically find the Iraqi positions, but because of the sandstorm and coming over the ridge, they didn't actually know they were there. But they handled themselves very well when they got there. They did lose 1 Bradley during the conflict. One of the 3 that was taken out by enemy fire. But it was a case of they were supposed to just find the enemy and then let the armoured division move up and take out the tanks. But as they were there, they said, right, forward ho.
And they did discover that the Bushmaster cannon firing the discarding Sabo armour-piercing rounds could get through the side of some pretty serious tanks like T-55s. So, but also I believe the British CVRTs with the 30mm cannon were also penetrating quite serious tanks. Now, and that's not to say you're going to get through a T-90 through the glasses with them, but it's definitely anything short of a tank that this cannon will definitely do, and for that you've got tow missiles. So,
yeah. All right, I just want to throw this one on the second last day of the conflict. The British 1st Armoured Division was asked to advance and follow up the retreating Iraqi forces as the US forces were waiting for fuel, but the Brits respectfully declined, as they had already been dusted up by the Americans a few times, and thought driving an unknown armoured force across the front of the M2 Bradleys of the exhausted US 1st Infantry Division would be asking for trouble. So instead they hoisted their colours to let everyone know they were British, and then drove east to the coast rather than north in front of the Americans.
Yep. Now, friendly fire, we got more to talk about on that. It's kind of funny because the halftime show is me talking about Omar Bradley, and he's often criticised for letting 2 German armies out of the filet pocket. And his justification was that he was worried that an American pincer meeting a British pincer, they'd all murder each other.
British-Polish pincer, yeah.
So it's kind of funny that long after Bradley was dead, the Bradley vehicle was still causing concern on that front, and also being a victim of it. Remember, of the Bradleys lost in the war, 3 were to enemy fire and 17 were to friendly fire.